In music, at least among the people who are paying attention, there has been an increasingly open recognition that the current playing field of the music industry is highly unfair, and that so-called social proof metrics like views, likes, and followers are often literally meaningless because they can be manipulated by armies of bots and otherwise fake accounts. This in turn is why there is a sort of prestige in music circles to having a less mainstream music taste. It is a sign that I choose my own music, rather than just liking whatever is being put in front of me by those with an agenda. On the other hand, the same kind of awareness is much more lacking in the world of politics, even though I suspect the manipulation there is even worse, because of the much larger sums of money and the much more powerful actors involved. In the political journalism and commentary world, there seems to be a taboo against suggesting that the playing field is not level, especially if it is in relation to the rise or fall in popularity of certain political positions. Despite all the evidence pointing to the playing field being unequal, many political commentators act as if we already live in a world with a fair marketplace of ideas, and every seemingly popular narrative must be the winner of a fair competition. I think this is confusing ideal for reality, and is hindering us from being able to resist attempts at manipulating voters in order to bring about authoritarian outcomes.
The result of all this is that people are much more likely to mindlessly follow what appears to be popular in politics compared to in music. Unlike with music, few people seek out alternative points of view that don't have millions of followers. As a result, for many people, the political landscape appears as two polarized masses, and they mistakenly believe that they either have to pick a side out of the two extremes or else sit out of politics altogether. This, I believe, is how the famous exhausted middle came to be. I guess the exhausted middle wouldn't be so exhausted if they had other options to choose from. But unlike in music, where choosing independent is not only relatively common but also very respectable, in politics there still seems to be some kind of taboo against following predominantly independent creators who don't have much social proof on social media. I think the way to change this would be to first change our perception about the playing field and the validity of various metrics of popularity in the online political commentary landscape, just like what has been happening in music. I also think it's time we took more time to consider whether our politics is really our own to begin with. In music, it's becoming increasingly common to ask the question, are my music tastes being curated by other people? I think we should ask the same question about our politics more often, like who and what is influencing my politics? Did my beliefs come from certain influences? Were they pushed to me via algorithms in a process that I might not even be conscious about? And most importantly, whose agenda do they serve?